Okay, I want to welcome you to my channel today, and it's going to be something I've known about for a long time, but I'm going to read about it today. This is an article in history.state.gov. So this is from the Office of the Historian from the origin pool. Department of State, United States of America, Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. Also known as the McCarran-Walter Act. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 upheld the national origins quota system established by the Immigration Act of 1924, reinforcing this controversial system of immigrant selection. This is a picture of Patrick McCarran. So, Patrick McCarran. That's Patrick McCarran. It also ended Asian exclusion from immigration to the United States and introduced a system of preferences based on skill sets and family reunification. Situated in the early years of the Cold War, the debate over the revision of U.S. immigration law demonstrated a division between those interested in the relationship between immigration and foreign policy and those linking immigration to concerns over national security. Of national security. One second, I need some water. Over national security. The former group, led by individuals like Democrat Congressman from New York, Emanuel Celler, Celler, favored the liberalization of immigration laws. Yeah, they've always done this. Celler expressed concern. It's Celler out. Expressed concerns over the restrictive quota system heavily uh, excuse me. Celler out expressed concerns that the restrictive quota system heavily favored immigration from Northern and Western Europe and therefore created resentment against the United States and other parts of the world. But they already have resentment for us. They already have resentment for us. Mm. And therefore created resentment against the United States and other parts of the world. He felt that the law created the sense that American-style people from Eastern Europe are less desirable than people from Asia inferior, and people from Asia inferior to those of European descent. Oh, see the race, the the conflagration that all uh Asians are bad or whatever, and they say, oh, but you're gonna see here. We're inferior. The sense that Americans are people, and we're less desirable. That Americans thought people from Eastern Europe are less desirable, and people from Asia inferior to those of European descent. The latter group, led by Democrat Senator from Nevada Pat McCarran and Democrat Congressman from Pennsylvania Francis Walter, expressed concerns that the United States could face communist infiltration through immigration and that unassimilated aliens could threaten the foundation of American life. To these individuals, limited and selective immigration was the best way to ensure the preservation of national security and national interests. Remarkably, economic factors were relatively unimportant in the debate over the new immigration provisions, although past arguments in favor of restrictionism focused on the needs of the American economy and labor force. In 1952, the Cold War seemed to take precedent in the discussion. Notably, the American Federation of Labor and Congress and the Congress of Industrial Organizations took opposite sides in the debate. Demonstrating that there was not one clear pro-labor position. At the basis of the act was the continuation and codification of the national origins quota system. It revised the 1924 system to allow for national quotas at a rate of 1/6 per 1% of each nationality's population in the United States in 1920. As a result, 85% of the 154,277 visas available annually were allotted to individuals of Northern and Western European lineage. The act continued the practice of not including countries in the Western Hemisphere in the quota system, though it did introduce new length of residency requirements to qualify for quota-free entry. The 1952 Act created symbolic opportunities for Asian immigration, though in reality it continued to discriminate against them. The law repealed the law was the last of the existing measures to exclude Asian immigration, allotted each Asian nation a minimum quota of 100 visas each year, and eliminated laws preventing Asians from becoming naturalized American citizens. Breaking down the Asiatic barred zone was a step toward improving U.S. relations with Asian nations. At the same time, however, the new law only allotted new Asian quotas based on race instead of nationality. An individual with more than one Asian parent born anywhere in the world and possessing the citizenship of any nation would be counted under the national quota of the Asian nation of his or her ethnicity or against the generic quota for the Asian Pacific Triangle. Hmm. Low quota numbers and an unequally racial construction for how to apply them ensured that total Asian immigration after 1952 would remain very limited. There were other positive changes to the implementation of immigration policy in the 1952 Act. One was the creation of a system of preferences which served to help American consuls abroad prioritize visa applicants in countries with highly oversubscribed quotas. Under the preference system, individuals with special skills or families already resident in the United States received precedence, a policy still in use today. Moreover, the act gave non-kosher status to alien husbands of American citizens. Wives had been entering outside of the quota system for several years by 1952 and created a labor certification system designed to prevent new immigrants from becoming unwanted competition for American laborers. President Truman was concerned about the decisions to maintain the national origins quota system. Uh, wait. System and to establish racially constructed quotas for Asian nations. He thought the new law was discriminatory when he vetoed it, but the law had enough support in Congress to pass over his veto. Haha. Yes. So there's if you go to Google, you'll find a picture of the McCarran-Walters Act right here. Um, bingo. There and right here. 1952 McCarran-Walters Act. Chapter 2, Section 212 is the prohibition of entry to the U.S. of if the alien excuse me. Chapter 2, Section 212 is the prohibition of entry to the U.S. if the alien belongs to an organization seeking to overthrow the government of the United States by force, violence, or other unconstitutional means. Senator Pat McLaren of is L. Must be libertarian. Rep. Francis Walter, R., authors Federal Immigration and National Act of 1952, passed over President Truman's veto. Immigration without assimilation is an invasion. Oh God, go away, stop. Asian nations, China, Iran, death to America. Pretty much anything with death to America in it. We're not seeking war or anything, but we're not ignoring the hatred of our country anymore, or of our country being taken advantage of. No more bullshit. Meanwhile, we see that there really is fraud. There really is a crap ton of fraud, right? So, but it's all been debunked. It's all been debunked, right? So, like, like, and even before the evidence was presented, right? All the Democrats were like, okay, so like whatever, like we did all that, and Trump supporters are all crazy, right? They're all just raving idiots, and they need to just accept that just accept what the fake news and the Associated Press are saying, uh, and don't say anything about how they're just citing anonymous sources, multiple sources, right? They don't want to drop names, they don't want to drop nothing, they don't want to drop real facts, right? They just want to drop anonymous sources. So right. So they want us to forget all of that, come together under Joe Biden, right? And no, no, no. See, the Kraken's been released. The Kraken is hungry. The Kraken is very hungry. He wants justice. He wants guilty blood, the blood of the guilty, right? This is why the firing squad has been activated, along with the Kraken being released. It's our hopes and dreams that define what goes on in this country now, right? So remember that next time you riot, BLM. I've been watching this for so long. I'm sick and tired of watching this country just get ripped at. Get ripped at, get torn at. They hate it. They want to get rid of it. They want to just be commie. They want to sell out to China, sell her outer. Uh, no good cops in a racist system. Uh, and basically the whole do as I say, not as I do BS. And even the things that they say to do that they don't do anyway, like the 6 foot rule. Yeah, like the 6 foot rule. My clouds can reach you, you're too close. See? Stay that far away from me with your COVID shit. Yeah, I like that idea. That's my new policy. Mask idiots. I know how far I can blow a cloud, so you need to stay that far away from me. Because I might spread the virus. Now, we know how you want to take people's guns and people's flavors and people's constitution and people's Bill of Rights, people's American nation. You just want to take it all from them. So that's my new policy. That far away from me. Because I might give you the virus. Freedom. Love of your country. Not being a wuss and pushing fake news and attacking people for not wearing a face diaper that doesn't work, that only works if absolutely everyone wears it. Democrats, you should set more um feasible goals. You know, you throw this you throw out this BS desperation story about how everyone wears clothes. So what? People choose to wear clothes. Face diapers just don't. No, it's not a thing. Okay? I've been attacked for it. I've been fired for it. I've been slandered in public for it. It's not a thing. Okay? I've tried to reason with you idiots. Y'all just don't believe in like freedom of choice, freedom at all. You violate your own rules. So, Kraken's been released. I have no fucks to give about you fucking traitors to this country. This country's done nothing but good for me. It's kept me alive. It's put me in a position, in the best position of anyone in the world to succeed. So I'm fighting for it. And none of you is going to change my mind. Okay? And that's the definition of stupid. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, trying to change people's minds, and it's clear that they're not feeling what you're doing. So now it's time for revenge. Yes. You've been treading on us all this time, and you won't repent for it. Now it's time for judgment. Now it's time for the Kraken to feast on you.